Yeah.
Okay. Do you have music in your video?
No.
Good. I need the bass music or whatever. I'm sure beatbox look weird. Because it's beatbox. So if this is good, you're actually using dice special away now. Rebunting when you realize Code's not going for it. Pretty good angle choice. Yeah, you want to annoy your opponent into making bad decisions with dice. I think what's important here is that you don't try and smash the ball. Just watch instead of panicking every time you lose the ball.
Okay. I just don't really like this stage because it's really high.
Oh yeah, not a good stage for a lot of characters. Right there, you should have been parried over and over. But I guess Code doesn't parry all that often. That's honestly, that setup's not bad. It definitely works against a lot of players. Just expecting a bunt and then trying to take it immediately. I think you fell too fast there. You need to work on floating and holding. Were you holding jump actually? Maybe you were. Oh, you were holding jump. You still fall this fast, damn. I don't know. Something to think about. If the opponent doesn't fall for the bait and they just swing, there's no reason for you to jump up and contest them immediately. You can just wait.
Oh.
Especially against Doombox, like you can't play super aggressive against him. There's no reason to force this interaction. This is a raw smash. You do it when you're looking for the opponent. I mean, I guess you did expect the parry. You reacted a bit late.
Do.
But it's not worth
Yeah,
it
that's what I do.
unless you're in a 50-50 or in a bad position to begin with. Yeah. I think in this position as dice, you almost unequivocally pick up every time just to waste time. You only pick down if your opponent is really, really used to you only picking up. But it's in the first match. Yeah, really good turn by Goat. I'm surprised he went for it. That's not how you cover dice smash.
I need to practice on my neutrals in the air.
Yeah, very important. Yeah, stuff like these with this bunt, you just need to learn to do it more naturally. Like after bunt 1, bunt 2, you could have just double jumped and caught it again, but you let yourself fall and have to force double jump. Either learn to do, so with this bunt, either learn to do super jump, bunt, and then rise with the super jump to hit it again, or just do more natural looking double jumps. But I guess it's fine for you to just continue doing setups like this when your opponent's not going in. But against more aggressive opponents, you're going to get demolished for how long that took. I would grab. It's a pretty good parry. It's kind of surprising how little Goat jumps into the air with Doombox. Should be abusing that way more. But it's good of you to punish him for being around. I think, as a general rule, unless you know your opponent has a gap, there's no reason to smash into a hit lag like this. Because you're just going to open yourself to getting parried, or with punished.
Wow.
Oh, push. Punish. Yeah. You only blaze. So a general rule of blazing is that if the ball... Do you see my mouse? I don't remember if you see that in streams. Do you see my mouse cursor?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. The rule for blazing is that if the ball is actually if your opponent's between you and the ball, you should never blaze because it's so easy to punish. Like right here, you literally get punished because Goat knows that you're gonna look for some sort of get up. He bunts it and waits and just gets you for free,
I
basically.
see.
If the opponent's between you and the ball, usually the best idea is neutral get up and respond to what they actually do, or bunt get up, because it's not as, recovery heavy as Blaze. Something a lot of players need to realize that Blaze get up only works if you're actually already at the ball, or the opponent's nowhere near to intercepting it. Yeah, there's no reason to force this issue on a smash. Like, yeah, there's just no reason to do that. Should be working on covering smashes instead of going haywire in the hit lag. I mean, it's like a pretty good gotcha setup, but if your opponent's
I should have
just,
just super jumped there.
yeah, you definitely should super jump, and you should try and look for bunts a little more, because if you hit a bunted ball in general, it's just more threatening because you have more threats to work with versus you have to hit like cancel this smash to make it threatening, and Goat doesn't react to it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely want to get more comfortable with super jumping. Don't bunt in your opponent's face, it's not going to work out for you. It's a good turn. I think for setup 2, you need to work on making this a bit faster where you bunt as you're falling, not bunt as you're rising. And you have to start falling into it. It's pretty simple to do too, because down bunts into falling is, a natural set of inputs.
I should have just fast falling there after a down bunt.
I don't think it's necessary for dice. You fall so fast anyway. You just want to make sure you're falling as you do your down bunts instead of rising,
Okay.
just to make that setup a little more clean and less easy to react to. I think when the ball's like scrambling like this, it's good to look for a bunt, but because of Dice's neutral properties, him neutraling is actually reasonably good because you can always pick up, waste enough time, and if your opponent picks something bad like a bunt, you punish them for free. It's something they always have to keep in mind. It's also a little more safe because you don't get the bunt stolen immediately, right? Just be more able or more willing to do neutrals in the air for coverage.
I should just super jump.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take note on that.
That's not a bad parry setup, but the thing about parry setups is that they're reliant on your opponent being in a certain position. So either you walk towards Goat here, or you just realize that he's nowhere close to you and you rebunt and do something else. But yeah, picking up there was good too. You just you didn't trust yourself to go for the punish. Like this bunt's free. Like you jumped up there before Goat even was
Okay.
there. As soon as you picked it up, just super jump smash or something immediately.
Mhm.
Parry, of course, but yeah, it's basically a free ball to punish. There's no reason Goat should have gotten that first.
Oh, I panic smash there.
Yeah. You should, like, you had plenty of time to re-hit this ball. Like, you were moving and everything. You could have just parried it here, like swing parry here. The screw Goat's standing behind you. Instead of waiting to see if he reacts to it, because it's not worth it. That was some lag. It's a classic push. time, I guess. Yeah, stuff like that. Like, you realize when you play Dice that he gets to the ball first a lot. It just comes down to realizing you should have turned around and faced Goat here because he didn't move. But it's the
Yeah.
spur of the moment thing. It's good that you're recognizing these kind of setups though. They are what make Dice function as a character. Yeah, you just need to learn to, well, react to how your
Turn
opponent's
around.
actually positioned. Because they're not going to give you an ideal world where they just fall for everything you do. Yeah. Right here, when you got this parry off, you could have just jump smashed, controlled this ball and baited out his blaze by doing a special and punishing him for it. But he just ran with it too slowly. Like, just because you hit the opponent doesn't mean you have to give him the ball. This game's not nice like that. Yeah. I think this is also a pretty bad habit you have, especially against an air character like Doombox. Just because the ball's high in the air, you don't want to down bunt it when your opponent's right there. If the ball's high, reverse bunt it or just bunt it high and see what they do. If you're not comfortable, as I said, just neutraling the ball in the air is really good for Dice. Like, it's not that bad at all. Oh, if you... I think this would have worked against the other character, but against Doombox you have to pick up, not straight. Because yeah, he just swings and gets it. Character-specific matchup stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. You gotta work with what bunts you go with. Reverse bunt into a Doombox is very scary and bad proposition.
It has like scary angles, even in neutral.
Yeah. Loopy, but dangerous enough that it would work. Is there a reason you tend to corner to floor special? Like, you seem to only
I
release from roof.
I got used to doing a special at the back. I should avoid that habit.
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. Everyone else is expecting to the floor, but you gotta mix it up, right?
Yeah.
Especially with how much more control the floor variance gives you. This is much easier to work with. Yeah, as soon like it's fine that you hit go here, but as soon as you pick this up, you just jump
I should have
forward
doubled.
and then look for double and smash towards him as he bunts, or even before he bunts, and then you just parry him anyway because he bunted. Like, Dice is allowed and kind of encouraged to play aggressive like that because his angle set is just perfect for it.
Let's see. Oh, jump on
Yeah, I told you to use some plays here.
there. Yeah.
Definitely don't place like that.
Okay. I'll take a note on that.
What a kill. You pick up there. Like, when you're always in these ambiguous situations, you just pick up every single time.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Like because it's safe, or
not just because it's safe, it's because it wastes enough time that if Goat Blaze gets up here and you do up, you can rebunt the ball before it gets to him and then punish him for it. If you just drift forward and bunt. But if you pick straight or down, he gets the ball immediately. You're sort of lucky he only did neutral. I'm surprised he chose neutral. It's a hella Blaze get up moment. but you can bait it out really easily with Dice's up angle.
I think I got, yeah. So
Yeah, it's all good. That's what the forward button's for. Yeah, I think you really need to get more comfortable super jumping, rising with the super jumper bunt, and then hitting it up here. It's a lot more hard to contest Dice when he does that. Especially since you'll still have a jump afterwards because you super jumped. Yeah, stuff like that's perfect. Ideally you would spike downwards there, but the idea is correct. Just pick up most of the time. And, yeah, Doombox doesn't give you enough time to go for comfortable double bunts like this. Nowhere near enough time. See, that's perfect. That's what I'm talking about. Pick up, parry him for even trying to cover it.
smash. Oh, I didn't turn around that.
Yeah. It happens to be that way. So maybe that should have worked. Oh well.
I think he's trying to top charge.
That's not really a need on Doombox. At least in that situation, ball speed's too low.
I think he's really good at bunting, right? It's really good at ball control too.
Right, Doombox is one of the best characters for ball control.
Yeah.
So this special wasn't terrible. What you needed to do though is fall with it in the same arc and parry him right here. That's what you got to work on. Just because you special to hit the ball doesn't mean you're. It's not. Lethal League Blaze looks like a rally, like ping pong game where you pass the ball between your opponent. No, it's about setups and traps. Like you could have just moved here and swung parried to punish Goat swinging, but you just let it go, and you now responding to his response, which is too far behind. You just have to temper it based on the opponent you're fighting, because God seems to prefer neutraling over bunting most of the time. That's unfortunate.
That's just bad.
Game. Are you ready? Play ball.
You have a pretty good grasp on turning at least. Like you recognize when you should be turning to hit a ball. At least when it's grounded. Yeah, this is a pretty classic Doombox play, normally you play the game properly. For at least this position specifically, you can just jump right here and cover everything. There's no reason to go behind Doombox like this.
No.
Yeah.
I haven't checked him out at the go-to, so
Yeah.
I was
Doombox,
just like guessing.
it do be like that, but Doombox can be covered pretty well. I wouldn't say easily, but he can be covered to a point where it's consistent. It just like doesn't give you a chance to actually cover the ball. Is the question. Yeah. Always gotta recognize with dice your relative position to the opponent. Like, there's no way you're gonna parry him here. So ideally, you would do something like bunt, wait for him to swing with here, and then hit him with down angle. The game isn't about hitting your fastest setup; it's about hitting the best setup. When you get more comfortable with dice, I would definitely recommend learning some of his bunt cancel tricks. Because definitely adds a lot to his timing mix-up variations.
Oh yeah, I fought Sioban with that, and it's like these bond cancels are pretty.
They're really good. Just if as
Yeah.
long as you don't overuse them. Oh, perfect. I still think you should turn it around. You see, this is you autopiloting.
Yeah.
It's like there's no reason to do it like this. If your opponent's that far away after your special, just rebond and do something else. It's not like dice doesn't build
Exactly.
special quickly. Yeah, even stuff like this took a really long time to come out. You could just run to the left and try and parry him for it. I don't think you would have made it just because Doombox is so big, but there's no harm in trying to limit test what you're able to do. Because of if you're playing dice and the opponent gets time to react to your special, you've done something wrong. At least to get time to react to your special in a favorable way, and they don't have to try and guess or run away in some way. Yeah. Dice is one of those characters that really prefers to play on high speed, so you're inclined to button smash a lot. He's not that great at low speed. A couple cheesy kills, but nothing special. Yeah, there you go. That's the benefit of doing a full special. It baits out a swing from the opponent. If they've timed it wrong, they just get hit. Oh. Yeah, you should. At least against Go here, you definitely shouldn't be looking for ton bunts. You should just swing at the ball, especially since he button cancels it so much. It's like almost a free hit.
Instead of doing a down but I should have just swing at it.
Yeah. Ideally, you do it with neutral, so if he doesn't fall for it and you just hitting a raw special, at least you still get something out of it because dice neutral is pretty good. Perfect. Right to him. But that's okay, you're like trying to figure out what get ups someone will do against dice special. Yeah, a little tense, but it was a bit big. Yeah, I'm not sure how you hit it facing the wrong way, but take those. Cancel.
This is the last set that we did.
Yeah, it's last set. I think anything super noteworthy happens here. Oh, that was a really good hit like cancel. But yeah, from watching this set, I think the main pieces of feedback I can give you is you have to learn how to use super jump. It's a really important part of Dice's kit. With your setups, you've got to be watching your opponent in some sort of periphery. There's no point to parrying if they're on the other side of the stage, obviously. And yeah, I think that's it for main tips.
And yeah, I think I should study my positioning too.
Yeah, positioning is hard to pick up, so I wouldn't stress too hard about not picking up immediately. But feel free to ask me or Boris or anyone in the server really about that positioning. Just try and make it specific, right? Because if you ask stuff like how do I position better, it's a very broad question.
Yeah, like specific matchup or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah. At least give us like some sort of matchup to work against.
Okay.
And if you give like a hard example, then it becomes even better. The more specific, the easier it is to answer in a very nice way.
Okay. Thank you. Vince.
No worries.
I think